Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Mirage Prime fashion frame. I kind of like how Mirage Prime looks, simply because it gives like a Harley Quinn slash Maniac killer vibe to it for whatever reason. I don't know, the aesthetic of it just looks really good to me, and it just, further emphasizes how much better D are getting whenever it comes to designing the prime frames and stuff like that. Because I would say some of my favorite looking prime frames have to be like Volt Prime, Mirage Prime, Nova Prime a little bit, even though I kind of feel like she's a little bit too cartoonish. It just, whenever you compare, like, let's say Mag Prime, for example, to someone like Serum Prime, the difference between the quality of, like, the finished product just is insane. So, I don't know. Mirage Prime is just one of my favorite looking Prime frames at the minute. And I felt like showing off her fashion frame because, like I said, I'm making a bunch of other videos, so these fashion frame videos are kind of just like filler videos to upload whenever I haven't got anything to upload or whenever I'm working on something big. So, making these fashion frame videos kind of gives me the time to make the better stuff. So, taking a look at my Mirage Prime helmet. Of course, you can throw on whatever helmet you want. You can use the Harlequin helmet, even though with my current I said current because the things curl. I don't know why that happens. Just like whenever I see something and I think it in my head, it for some reason comes out of my mouth. That's just a thing that happens. But the color scheme that I'm using right now doesn't make the helmet look good. If you were to change it up a little bit, maybe the helmet might look good or it might fit with the skin. Right now, it doesn't really fit with the skin, but that's because the colors are all weird and you want to change the colors around and so on and so forth. But there's a bunch of other helmets which do fit. So, for example, the Mirage Grax helmet in some way, shape, or form does kind of fit with the skin, but at the same time, you also have the Mirage Grax skin, which fits with this helmet even better, so you may want to use that over, obviously what we're using right now. The regular Mirage helmet doesn't really look nice with the Mirage Prime skin, at least in my opinion. We have the Mirage Jolly helmet, which kind of fits with this. It's got a nice balance of all the colors in there, which is good. And you also have like the little cool little dangly balls there, which is also kind of cool. So just finding a right balance in colors on the helmet is what you're kind of looking for whenever it comes to choosing a helmet, at least in my opinion. This is a completely different skin with the color scheme that I'm using right now. This skin, in my opinion, works because it's a nice white, black, red. Of course, you could change this around a little bit if you were to go ahead and purchase the skin, but this is the Mirage Morgan skin, so looks pretty dope, at least in my opinion. I would recommend picking it up if you're into how this looks. Personally, not 110% sold. I think my regular Mirage Prime looks better, but this is still a pretty dope skin, regardless if you don't want to be the same as everybody else. And then we have the Mirage Sigyn skin. Again, pretty dope looking skin. Personally, not a fan of it. I think there's not a big enough balance. Maybe it's because of how I've got it colored, but if you were to change around the colors and stuff like that, I could see the skin being pretty dope. And again, it's something to make you stick out if you don't want to look the same as everybody else. And then we have the Mirage Trivalent helmet, which definitely works with this skin, at least in my opinion. But the Mirage Prime, just a regular helmet, I think is the best looking helmet just because of that deadly look that it has. It's definitely one of the better designs, in my opinion, that D have put out whenever it comes to recent, prime frames and just skins in general, really. So there you go. There's a second look at all the skins you can have for. Here's the regular Mirage skin. Not personally a fan of the regular Mirage skin. Kind of looks weird, but other than that, that's basically it. Mirage Noble Animation Set is a must-have. I've been using this stance ever since. Like, I used this on my Nova a lot back in the day whenever I was still on console, and I don't know, I think the Mirage Noble stance is just, it's pretty dope looking. You do like a cool kiss animation as well when you're standing still and doing nothing, and I don't know, I've just used it for God knows how long, so it's a cool animation set. It's dope. Moving on though to the colors, so we have a double black, and then we have a double white, and then we have any energy color that you want. So I went with a red because I think the red looks cool, makes her look a little bit more deadly. But if you don't want to completely copy me, you can change this to pretty much anything. You can change it to orange or like a yellow, dusty yellow. You can change it to purple. You can change it to blue. Blue looks pretty cool. You can go turquoise, like so. I think the turquoise one looks pretty cool. And then we go ahead and we apply that to our attachments as well, which we'll talk about right now once we go ahead and change the design down to 2. So here's the turquoise coloring. Looks pretty dope in my opinion. Of course, you have to go ahead and add that to all of your weapons too. So let's go ahead and do that now, just so we have the the right colors. Here we go. Make sure everything's matching. And there we are. Pretty dope looking. But let's talk about the attachments. I'm using mostly the Mirage Prime Access attachments, so the shoulder pads. I think they look pretty cool and they work really well on a lot of different frames. They're not the best on every frame, and there are things that are better. So for example, your Targus armor, that is definitely something that you could throw on here as well. But before we move on to the shoulder plates, let's talk about the chest plate. So I went for a glowy look, just like I do with everything, to sort of like just give the chest of the frame more of a sort of like poppy outy feel. I do that like with every frame. I try to make the chest glow as much as possible, or at least have something on there which kind of emphasizes the chest, makes it look bulkier in some way, I guess you could say, because of the glowiness or something happening on there. Like let's say if we have a regalia like the Banshee Prime Deluxe Skin Regalia, just having on, or not regalia, but sigil, but having that on there and having it sort of pulsing, giving it like, it just kind of brings life to the frame in my opinion. So, you know, adding something on which brings life to the frame kind of, but doesn't clip. Make sure it doesn't clip, make sure it stays consistent. So for example, you don't want to use the Arca chest guard because it looks like a toy. I hate the Arca chest guard, it's just so weird looking, but you can use a canvas. The only reason I wouldn't use a canvas with this skin is because of the clipping. If I were to change up my animation set, this would look dope, but you know, because it clips through my cornf here, can't recommend using it. If I was using just melee weapons on Mirage, 110% would use it, but because of that clipping, that's definitely a no-go for me. We also have the Atavist Prime chestplate, we have a Avia chestplate, definitely works. A lot of things work with Mirage Prime, just a very well designed frame, at least in my opinion, but you just have to watch out for that clipping. Depending on which animation set you're using, remember that it all depends on your animation set and what you want to use, and if it causes stuff to clip. So basically everything works on the skin. This Magwar chest armor, maybe not. We have Pakal here though. Pakal, in my opinion, just looks the best because sure, it clips through the stock of the gun, but at the same time, like, it's very minimalistic, but it's also super cool as well. If I didn't have Pakal, I'd go for Porta or Prisma Ito. Those are just some of my personal favorites. And even Targus here. Targus looks pretty dope, and it doesn't clip through your weapon either. So, you know, going ahead and keeping Targus equipped for the majority or the rest of this video. And then we have the Atavist Prime shoulder plates right here. These were the Mirage Prime Access. Decided to throw them on, but realistically, any shoulder plates work with this frame apart from Arca shoulder, because Arca just looks like a toy as usual, and I don't like Dendulus either. Dendra looks pretty cool. Ito is kind of meh, but they work. Embolist definitely works. Ito, like, a lot of things work with Mirage Prime. It's just kind of insane. Don't like these though. For some reason these are like pushed up the way. No idea what that is. Don't like this. This is too bulky. This works, but it makes my my clan sigil go at a weird angle, so I don't like that. This definitely works. I like this. Gatir shoulder plates, I like it. This here, I don't like how it moves my clan sigil, so I don't use it. This, it's got nice coloring to it, and I can see why someone would like it. Personally, I don't like it because it's got the super glowy bit here. I don't like something being too glowy, and I also don't like the fact that you know, my symbol has been moved up. But other than that, you know, most things work on Mirage. So let's just go ahead and go through all of them, and you can see that the one that I'm going to go with, this is why I don't use this on the Targus armor, by the way, or the Targus armor on Mirage Prime, is because it's like boosted up the way, and it makes my logo really big, and then, you know, it pushes the logo down a bit, and that way it just doesn't match up. So that's why I've went with the Atavist rather than the actual Targus armor itself, because I don't know, I just think the Atavist, if it's going to make the logo bigger, you might as well have some big shoulder guards to go with it. It just makes more sense. That, and it kind of just blends well with Mirage Prime because it is sort of designed for her in a way. So in my opinion, it just makes a lot of sense. But other than that, moving on to the leg plates, you know, you can use pretty much anything. I went with the Acanthus because I wanted to give it more of a Deadly Gladiator type look. Of course, again, don't go with Arca. It looks too much like a toy. Colors are inconsistent, but you can use pretty much anything here. Atavist, Prime knee plates, Avia, Dendulus, anything works on the Mirage Prime legs. It's just super dope looking. Apart from things like, let's say for example, the Nadina. I don't like how it's got like half black, half white. Some people might be into that. Me personally, I'm not. But anything that, you know, has a nice consistent feeling to it, works well with the skin. Don't like Rivalite, don't like Spirit Seal because they have too much white on them, and I definitely don't like Targus because Targus, again, it's just too bulky, too much white, and not enough black, I guess. Edgy. But, you know, other than that, Canvas, super cool gladiator look, and that is pretty much it. Let's go ahead and move on to the Syandana. Of course, I'm using my Misa Prime Syandana. You can basically use anything you like, but I did not like the Aburus Prime Syandana, but I can see how it can work on Mirage Prime. Personally, still don't like the look of the Syandana, but I can see how it will work. Don't like any of the capes. I think they're just way too bulky and way too big. But anything that's glowy, anything that's sort of minimalistic, but not too minimalistic, like the Asa Syandana. Asa Syandana is too small for me. But anything that is a nice middle ground and has a nice balance of colors. Don't like this here Syandana. Don't like this. This is too bulky. Something like this Capella Prime Syandana looks really dope. I love that. And let's see, what else have we got that looks half decent. The Dex and the Chali Syandana looks dope. And we have the, I don't like this one because it's too bulky, but I can see how it can work and why a person would like it. The Agaro Syandana definitely works. It's got a nice balance. Katir Syandanas work, even though I don't like them because they're too bulky. Let's see, what else have we got? You know, there's a lot of Syandanas. There's way too many Syandanas to choose from. This here one, what was that? The Salak Syandana? Looks nice. I don't like the fact that my Scolia clips for it though. Pyro Prime Syandana works. And, oh, I didn't mean to equip that. But let's go ahead and go through. I like this. It's got a nice balance of colors. Satura Syandana looks pretty dope. Udat Syandana, don't like the fact that the pattern on it is covered up by the blacks, but you can change that. And then we have the Vispada. So basically anything works. You just have to find something that has a nice balance of colors or is super glowy or whatever, and then you just go ahead and throw it on. That's just kind of how I work. So Misa Prime Syandana, it is for me because it's just my favorite Syandana. It's got my arcanes on it. Of course, I have my 2 clan emblems on my shoulders. You can use Katir little sigils here, or you could use your Jordis one if you play Jordis, or you could use the Ersin if you've done the Nightmare raid, or you can use the Savada if you haven't done it. Savada looks pretty cool, or Savadi, sorry. It looks pretty dope because of the glowy effect, but I just like using my clan emblem. Again, I need to change my alliance emblem to flip my regular emblem so I can have those both facing the right way. And then we move on to my my sigil here. I have the prominence sigil, but you can basically use anything you want, anything that looks cool. Sanuka sigil looks cool. Stalker sigil looks dope. Scar sigil looks dope. What else have we got that looks dope? Enlightenment sigil, Sayuda Prime sigil, and we also have the Banshee Sapruna sigil. Those are some of my go-to sigils right there that I would throw in Banshee Prime. Pretty much everything works. Any Conclave one, and anything that is super glowy is really cool to see on Banshee Prime. I don't know why I call it Banshee Prime, but on Mirage Prime looks pretty dope. So even Voidgate, like holy balls, that looks insane. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and equip my Sunuka one because it looks the coolest in my opinion. And then we're gonna go to the back sigil, Chairman sigil, turn the alpha all the way down, make it black, and there you go. That is your Mirage Prime done and dusted. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into Captura. We're going to go to the Plains of Eidolon, and we're going to take a look and see how she kind of runs around in there, or what she looks like compared to being in the ship, because the lighting in the ship and how a frame looks in the ship may be different whenever you're actually playing with the frame in game. So let's just go ahead and load in if it would like to do that. So this is my Mirage Prime. All the frames look better, or at least all my frames look better in the dark. So if we go ahead and we turn down the time of day, and we're also going to turn off the rain here, just to make it so that we look dope. But there you go. So yeah, this is my Mirage Prime. Hope you guys liked it. This is another fashion frame video because I'm working on other videos like the Everything You Need to Know guide coming soon to YM. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is also going to be the thumbnail. Listen to this. This is my screenshot button going in 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.